So this clip that I have, you guys may have seen this clip of Ben-Gvir being the disgusting pig that he is, but this is credit to Judging Freedom and Judge Napolitano, because this clip is from his show and they dub it so you hear it in English, which makes it easier for the people that are just listening to the show.
I disagreed with the Prime Minister. I think we need to carry out targeted killings in Gaza every night. Take out 30 or 40, not just those who pose an immediate threat to you. There are people there who shouldn't be alive. They shouldn't be living. They are not people.
Now, you didn't get a chance to see the person in question that was interviewing him. And the guy's name doesn't matter. But the point is, he agreed wholeheartedly with what Gvir was saying.
Of course.
Which is why
do you think that Gvir would be speaking to someone that would be contrarian?
Well, no, of course not. Now, here, I believe this is the non-captioned, and I want you to just see what the person who's interviewing him, what he was saying.
בקשה אישית, ואני מסתכל לך באמת בתוך הלבן של העיניים, כבוד השר, תיתן לי להיות זה שתולה אותם, אני לא רוצה...
You see what he said right there?
He says that, let me be the one who hangs them. Yeah.
These people are sick.
This is not a salvageable society. And that's something I wanted to talk about, going back to the Ro Khanna thing for a second. He is still in the two-state mentality.
Yep.
He's still trying to sell that shit, but he knows damn well that that's not possible. So then that makes him disingenuous at best. But that liberal Zionism is actually more of a problem than people like Ben-Gvir. Just like I find the Democrats are more of a problem than the Republicans, because I would just rather my wolves be wolves. Okay, yes. A liberal Zionist is an oxymoron. You cannot have a two-state solution with one of those states being a Jewish ethno-supremacy state. That is not allowed to exist anymore. It's just not. And this is what happens. Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. And, you know, now it's not enough to just stop the genocide. And this is done. The whole world sees it. So
if there is a person who is doing their job the way that they should be in elected government, it is Mayor Mamdani of New York. But he has one particularly large blind spot, and that is the New York Police Department commissioner. And
this has always been my issue. This has been our issue with him from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. And this is case in point. So apparently,
So you have, on the one hand, you have the wolf, which is Gvir, and then you have the sheep, which is somebody like Tish, who tries to present herself as this law and order considerate person. But let me assure you, the irony should not be lost on anybody for what she's saying and how she appears.
Okay, can we set it up though? Can we please just, we've got to do a better job, okay? Just go into stuff like everyone knows.
Hey, Jen, I got an idea. Why don't you set up every story? I'll let you do
it. But I just think we could introduce a clip and what the background is before you show it. So this, for people who are not aware, Luigi Mangione had pled guilty. And this is Police Commissioner Tish talking about that outcome. Okay, and just notice everything about her.
Who idolize Luigi Mangione, I say this: violence is not a cause, murder is not a message, and
yeah, it is, and it was a clearly effective one. Violence is a cause. It is. So
the idea that she is making this statement with that symbol around her neck. I mean, at this point, it might as well be a swastika.
It is. It actually is. And honestly, as somebody who was raised Jewish, I've never, ever particularly liked the Star of David. I've never owned a Star of David. I had a Chai once and a Mazel once. Like, I've had other things that I've worn, like stuff, and I've never liked the Star of David.
Well, Lizzie Savetsky has ruined a Chai for you as well.
Well, a lot of it has ruined a lot of it for me, but Her saying that we can let it finish because I have a lot to say about her comments about violence. Actually, will you start it over and let it just play through?
And to those who idolize Luigi Mangione, I say this: violence is not a cause, murder is not a message, and a killer is certainly not a hero. Now I'd like to introduce the FBI's Assistant Director in Charge for the New York Field Office, Jim Varnicle.
Yeah. Okay, so violence is a cause. Violence is the reason that Luigi did what he did. Violence is what Brian Thompson was doing every single day to hundreds and thousands of people, right? Hundreds of thousands of people. And denial of healthcare is violence. The only difference is it's what the elite Epstein class considers acceptable violence. That's fine to them because that doesn't affect them. She doesn't care about that. You can kill hundreds of thousands of people with a stroke of the pen, but the level of violence that Luigi Mangione did will not be permitted. Not only is it permitted, lady, but you're going to start seeing it so much more. And it is effective. It's very effective. Look at what happened when Brian Thompson got shot. Scared the shit out of a whole bunch of CEOs. I'd say that's pretty effective. I'd say the fact that you're standing here feeling the need to have a press conference about this makes it that it's pretty fucking effective.
Can we also just address for a second the so-called chosen people? This is somebody who is very likely the product.
You got to take her down. She's so hideous. I feel like her neck and her head are one in a way that it's just, it's almost like cartoonish. I don't understand.
When you do not reproduce outside of your first or second cousin genopool,
I don't know.
This is how you end up looking like. This is how the Rothschilds look the way that they do.
Absolutely. And to say he's not a hero, you know what? He isn't to her class, right? To the Epstein class, of course not. He's the rebellion.
Colin, pull the graphic, please.
We know a Mockingjay when we see one.
Oh, absolutely. And he is the Mockingjay. But again, this is the biggest reason. If you still need to understand why, we would save $1 trillion a year and get everybody covered, and it would be just like every other developed country on earth. This is why we don't. This is just a short list of all the money that never makes it where it belongs. Again, when we talk about the for-profit middlemen in between us and our doctors, this is exactly what we mean. These people are making money off of nothing.
No. They're making money off of other people suffering.
Well, yes, but they're not providing a service. They are providing, how would you describe it? They are providing.
How I would describe it is they're psychopathic parasites. Now, these people here should be like part of America's Most Wanted. See, like if we lived in a world where we actually looked at violence from a global perspective, how it really ought to be looked at, these people would be the ones that are incarcerated for their crimes. These people, each one of these people kills more people in an hour than probably there are people on death row have killed in their whole lives.
Oh, yeah.
Because these people are killing hundreds of thousands of people every day, purposefully and knowingly. And I bet that there are paper trails that could show that, just like there was for United with Brian Thompson, where they knew that their AI system was denying 90% of cases and that it was inaccurate in 90% of the cases that it denied. And they knew it. That's intentional. So to say, for this bitch to stand up there and act like violence isn't the cause. Yes, violence is exactly the cause. And the level of violence is determined by the oppressor, not the oppressed. Yeah. So that would be people like Brian Thompson and these sick fucks.
$66 million a year for Stephen Hemsley, the CEO of United Health. This is a year. $66 million a year. That's a lot of dead bodies. That's a lot of sick people. And let me also say this. Their goal is not to kill you. Their goal is to keep you as close to death as humanly possible for as long as possible,
Yes.
because that's where you make the most amount of money. That's
well,
what it's
obviously. Obviously, you don't want to cure diseases, but you want to have lots of expensive treatments for diseases.
correct.
That is the way you do it. It's infuriating on so many levels. And then that bitch stands there like some holier than thou, like she's got that bitch. Unbelievable. And yes, I do hold that against Zoran. I do. I did from the beginning. I do even more so now. And where is he in this? Why isn't he there? Where is he in this?
The great news is, if there is a silver lining here between the healthcare system.
Exactly. Yeah. That.
Well, because they truly do believe that they're chosen. They really do believe that, again, this was what Janine was talking about earlier in the show about the dehumanization of the Palestinian people. It makes it easier to watch them blow up if you think that they're subhuman to begin with. That's where the propaganda kicks into play. That's where the propaganda kicks in with somebody like Tish, who makes the statement that she makes. That's how somebody like Gvir is revered, no pun intended, in a place like Israel. But maybe it isn't going to last as long as they think.
That's not why there's that first of all, she can't be the token Jew. There's got to be a ton of other Jews in his administration. Neither here nor there. But
can we also point out the fact that you pulled up an account with a handle that calls himself the Austrian painter? Don't think I haven't noticed that a lot of that shit hasn't been popping up lately. And this is exactly what the Zionists want. This is exactly what they want, because this is what allows them to maintain their power structure. Because when people turn it into, maybe we should just put them in the ovens. Yes, this is how they continue to do
well,
this.
my point is that first of all, she's not the token Jew. I haven't done an entire demographic inventory of his administration, but you can't, like, I don't know, sneeze without like being near a Jew, right? Like, I don't even know what you would say. They're all over New York. I'm sure
That's
there's
true.
more of them in his administration.
The overwhelming majority population of the Jews in the United States live in New York. In fact,
right.
I think there's 10 million Jews in New York. 2 million of them live in New York.
No, Zoran did not pick her. She was already there.
That's Adams.
But he needed to ask her to not be there. He needed to clean house to really show that he was serious about being, different. And he didn't do so in that very critical area. So no, he didn't have to keep her. And then he supposedly demoted her, but it wasn't a demotion. What he did was he added a position for somebody to sort of be an intermediary between him and her.
Correct.
So, right. So because he doesn't want to deal with her. But whatever the reason why he kept her, he did. And she's grotesque.
Yes. The great news is that the noticing by the average American is starting to come to fruition.
What's the biggest threat to America right now?
Donald Trump.
What's the biggest threat to America?
Israel. Muslims. Israel. When the politicians are kissing a wall, that means that we're no longer America first.
What's the biggest threat to America?
Israel. Our whole government is ran by Israel. Israel is our main problem. AIPAC.
It's Israel. It's Israel.
Threat to America? AIPAC.
We're sending all our foreign aid to Israel. It's not good for our country, man. And also Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal.
What do you think is the biggest threat to America?
Donald Trump. The biggest threat to America? Donald Trump.
Why?
Because he sucks and he's a file.
What do y'all think is the biggest threat to America?
You.
All right, fair enough. That's pretty true.
I am really Batman. I do shut down illegal organizations.
The point is that when you talk to the average person on the street, and that's exactly
the point is, when you talk to the average person on the street, just don't. Just don't. That's the point.
There is no question that the great noticing is happening and it is continuing.